View request. Please, please talk to me. Do. Hello from South Dakota. Hello, South Dakota. We're just allowing all of these view requests.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we know whether Annie's on yet?
We're waiting on her to join.
You can talk. Come on, this is casual.
Okay. Yeah, so we are waiting for the lovely St. Vincent to join. Let's see if we can't invite her.
We're inviting you, Annie.
I don't have much service, actually.
What?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
There you are. There you are. Now I'm going to
Good.
press this little guy.
Flip.
Hi. Can you see me?
Yes, I can. Hi, Paul. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
We've got to stop meeting under these circumstances.
I know.
Oh,
I know. I
can
think
you hear me?
yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Hey, listen, first of all, I just want to thank you very much for doing the mix for Three Imagined. It's really good.
Thank you. It was such a thrill. I love that song, and I had so much fun. I probably did 9 versions of
You did?
the song.
I want to hear the other 8.
Yes, I've thrown them out. They're in the dustbin of history, but
Oh, you have? Oh, okay. But no, it's really lovely. When we spoke before, I said to you, I love your guitar playing. What guitar were you playing? Do you remember?
yeah, I have a signature guitar that I designed with Ernie Ball, so I was playing my signature guitar.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like it because it's very simple tone. It's not through big fuzz or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds really genuine.
Thank you.
So how you doing?
I'm doing well. I
Mm,
really am.
good.
Where are you?
I am in Los Angeles.
Oh, same here.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm in Laurel
We-
Canyon.
Nobody knows, but you're actually in the next room here. We're fooling everyone. Yeah, no, I'm here. I have a couple of things that I'm doing, and I'm kind of mixing it with a few days off, which is nice. I've got a film an animated film that we're getting involved in called High in the Clouds, and so I'm here for that. And also, there's a new Beatles movie that Peter Jackson's put together,
Wow.
which is really exciting. Um, he's taken old footage from when we did Let It Be, and he's what they call renovated it, or so it looks beautiful, and it's great. It's very nice because you just see us working,
Yeah.
but we're like 20 something, so we're young and beautiful,
Mhm.
and but it's really great. So I'm here for that as well. And then I just started doing a little bit of work. I met the producer, Andrew Watt. Have you heard of Andrew?
Oh, yes, I know him.
Yeah. And I just met him. My manager said, you might like to go say hello and meet him and stuff. So I went around for a cup of tea. Of course, we ended up making a track. So,
As you do, yeah.
as you do, you can't, these musicians. So that's great fun. So, and I say I'm interspersing that with some time off, which is lovely.
That's so great.
So you've got an album coming out?
I do. I have an album coming out on May 14th, I want to say, maybe
Yeah,
15th, called Daddy's Home. That's,
Daddy's Home,
yeah,
right?
a fun
Yeah.
one. I wanted to ask you, uh, how much do you look back? Like, do you, when you're watching the Beatles footage, for example,
Yeah.
what do you feel when you see that stuff?
Well, it's funny when Peter Jackson was going to do it. I knew Peter was a great director. He'd done Lord of the Rings and all of this. Um, and what he was given was like 56 hours of footage. So I said to him, it was a little bit of a difficult period for me, so I'm not sure I'm going to like it. So he said, well, let me look at it. And he looked at it. He got back to me. He said, it's great. He said, it's friends. You're just making the music. And he said, the rapport is great. It's just a little band working.
Mm-hmm.
And so he showed me some stuff and I love it. It's no bad vibes. And as you say, your question of what do I think looking back at it, it's so nice because I just see me goofing off with John, George and Ringo, and we're just goofing with each other. But at the same time, we happen to be making this pretty cool album.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I like it. I like looking back because it's my history. To me, it always reminds me of like a family snapshot album.
Yes.
You look back, you go, oh, that was nice. Oh, I remember that. Or,
Mm-hmm.
So, it's good for me. It's good memories. So that's lovely. Speaking of other things, tonight they're going to release the Three Imagined album that you've done your mix for.
So exciting. I can't wait to hear the rest of the album. You've got so many great people on it.
I always thought that was great, actually, because I thought you don't know what Beck's done, and Beck doesn't know what you've done. So I love that a little bit. It's going to be a surprise for everyone on the album. I think it hangs together great myself. And I think I might have told you, one of the things for me was I didn't really know too much about who was going to be asked and who was agreeing and stuff. I left that to the record label, my manager. So it was a great surprise for me to get in the post or on the phone to get, your track, Beck's track, Dominic Fike, so many cool people. So I hope you like the album.
Oh, I can't wait. And I think I told you on the phone when we spoke a couple months ago that I probably listened to your Bear tracks, for 100 hours. I mean, I spent a whole lot of time just with the material. And every time I listened, every time I heard you sing, my enjoyment of it would get deeper and deeper, and new lyrics that you would sing would mean something different to me every single time. And that's just the kind of infinite quality of music and the quality of your voice on that track is just, it's so resonant. I listened to it over and over and over again and just got something new out of it every time.
Wow. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It was a really nice one to write, actually. I think I might have told you I have a book that my wife Nancy gave me on Leadbelly, Huey Ledbetter, and I was reading this and I was kind of, digging the sort of blues period and all of that. So I was at the piano and I wanted to, sing a bit. Hey, come on now, I'd get a bit of a sort of different tone in the voice. So I actually wrote that in where I am now in this house. So I'm glad you liked it. But I love your version of it because it's great. It's radically different from what I did. The whole beat of it. And I listened to your track and I'm thinking, okay, so she's got the band in, she's playing with the band, and she's got a backup group, Probably a couple of black girls in there, I think, by the sound of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked you, and you said, no, it's me.
Yeah, the Pandemic Band is me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so fun working on that guitar solo, working on those drums, the bass, and
Yeah, you played the drums too.
yeah, I did
I
it.
love the drums. I
Thank
love the
you.
drums. I love the way when it comes in, taka, taka, boom. Just that little fill that leads in the drum. It's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
and and your record, I mean, and three is all you and what you did
that's all me. Yeah. Yeah.
in lockdown.
And that's the thing, I think, that was a nice thing that I suddenly realized that when people were doing the mixes, they were kind of in lockdown as well. So it's
Yes.
really nice. You get a project in lockdown. Someone says, "Oh, would you do this?" You go, "Yeah." That's how three came about. I just instead of just sitting at home and being locked down, the government had said you can go to work as long as you can't work from home.
Yeah.
So I thought, that's me. Uh, I can get to the studio. Um, but it really took care of those first couple of months of lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting messages flying away here.
Oh,
Hello, people. Saludos. Hey, Paraguay. All right. Can you see
I
these?
can. I sure
Yeah.
can. It's so sweet.
Argentina. Argentina. Yeah. Hello, people out there.
Paul, I have a question for you, if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, I've been having this feeling. Obviously, I've been making music for a lot fewer years than you have, but I've been having this feeling. The more and more I make music, and the more and more I write songs, I
Mm,
feel as though I don't have any control over it, and it
mm,
just sort of it is almost like it comes from another place, and that's not a
mm,
way that I necessarily thought about or conceptualized
mm,
music growing up. But
mm.
how do you feel about it? How do you feel about where
Yeah,
it comes from?
I know exactly what you mean. You know, as you're writing a song, you'll get an idea, and then the sort of melody, if you're lucky, the melody and the words kind of suggest themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I always love that a line, that I don't have to work on, that it just goes, uh, hear me, women and wives, hear me, husbands and lovers. I go, yeah, well, that's good, that fits. But yeah, I definitely, over the years, I kind of have to think it comes from another place because, like with a song like Yesterday, I literally dreamed that.
Yeah.
I was in a dream. I woke up one morning and there was this melody in my head. I thought, what's that? And I spent weeks trying to find out what melody it was until in the end I realized it was mine. So, I have to believe it comes from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't consciously sit down to write that melody. So, yeah, I think it's a magical thing, don't you?
I do. I
Yeah.
do. And magic is kind of the only word that really does it
Yeah,
justice. Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, exactly. I always feel a little bit daft saying that. Oh, magical, what, man?
Yeah.
But what? How else are you going to explain it? There is some sort of force that just delivers these things to you, and the more of that you get, I think the song is better.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just get a song that will just write itself
Mm-hmm.
almost. And then you get some, they don't all come like that. You get some you have to sweat over a bit,
Yes, for
you
sure.
know, you know. But those magic moments are very special.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So what are you up to the rest of the day?
What am I up to? Well, I'm going to, I think, have some German interviews, which, uh,
Ah, do you speak German?
No, I do not. But I
Oh.
do like a German interview because they are usually very blunt. I've
Yeah.
definitely had the experience. Tell me if you have of someone going, this record, it's not as good as your last record. Why? Like,
I
thank
love
you.
that.
They don't pull
Yeah.
any punches in Germany. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the word, all you need to know, the word genau. I
Genau. What
mean,
does that mean?
genau. I don't know. It's kind of like you just can keep saying it, genau. It's like, yeah, uh-huh, genau.
Genau. Okay.
So, they say, this, it's not as good as your last one, genau.
Genau.
Either that or you can tell them to sod off.
Yeah.
It's
What's
the
your
other
rest of your day?
Yeah. I'm going over to a studio with Andrew Watt. And so we're working on a track that it's exciting. I just met him and I wasn't sure what we'd do, whether we'd just have a cup of tea or whatever. But we got talking and we got playing a little guitar stuff. And I actually started off saying, sometimes it's great to experiment with a chord you don't even know. I said a crazy chord like, and I did this chord, and I went, oh, yeah, that's really crazy. But then I messed around with it a little bit, and it resolved itself into a less crazy chord. So it was just the opening sequence in a little thing. So then we started saying, well, I said, well, should we put this down? And that was fatal.
Of
So
course.
yeah, put this down. Yeah, well, how about some drums?
Yeah. And while we're at it,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was very nice, and so I'm hoping to kind of finish that up today. We're near enough finish it, so that's quite nice. It's the theme of the tune was just sometimes an image will come into your mind, and I remember when I was a kid where we used to live. There was blocks of flats where people lived and stuff, and I remember walking by this one. I knew this girl lived in this block of flats, and her light was on, so I could kind of see her silhouette in the window, which I always thought, wow, I mean, I suppose that makes me a voyeur, but there's something kind of, romantic about it. So I just, started the song with that thought, like, I walk by your house and so I see your silhouette on the blind, and then try and develop it,
Yeah.
Do I
Do you
ever cross your mind?
Yes. Yes. And you wonder what she's doing in the room.
Yeah.
Who's she
What's she
missing?
doing?
Yeah.
What's she up to? Am I ever in your head? As you lie across your bed?
See, magic.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
But so that's what I'm doing this afternoon. And actually this evening, I'm going to go and see the first bit of the Beatles film that I was talking about.
Thrilling.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'll see Ringo there and a few friends, so that's nice.
I remember seeing an interview with Ringo where he talked about you guys writing and drugs. Like the question was sort of, did drugs ever help you guys write? And he said, well, they just weren't reliable. You'd think you were jamming and you'd come back the next day and go, what the hell was that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now we never really did, even though, particularly around about the time of Sergeant Pepper, it all got associated with drugs because the culture was very druggy. But we would normally write in the afternoon, and it wasn't really drugs involved. It was like we just write the song, get it down, do the sort of work on it, and then you could relax.
Exactly.
Then you could just, there you go, well, that's okay. And the worst thing was in the early days, actually, before the sort of druggy period, worst thing was you had to remember the song because there was no way to put it down. You didn't have an iPhone or you didn't even have a cassette recorder or anything. real early days, you just had to remember it.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty cool. That it's great that John and I wrote together, because if I forgot it, he'd remember it, or the other way around. But yeah, we just would do that in the afternoon, sort of normally, just get together and work for a couple of hours, just write all the lyrics down on a little bit of paper, and go home, and then sort of go out for the evening, whatever. And at the end of the evening, you'd kind of go, what was that? What was that song we wrote? Oh my God, I've forgotten it. But next morning, bing, and it always came back,
And did you ever forget songs and go, well, I guess it wasn't worth remembering?
I should say yeah, but no, we never did. I think, let's face it, I mean, me and John were very excited to work with each other. And I could fill in anything he needed, and he could fill in anything I needed. So I don't really think we had too many forgettable songs.
Yeah.
Luckily, they because we couldn't record them. Now, I can get my iPhone out and I can just sort of record it. And then I feel like I don't know, I've done it. But, you haven't. You suddenly find myself with like 1,000 fragments of songs that I think I must get round to that one of these days.
Right. So maybe it was a more concise writing process in a way, because.
Yeah, very. No, it was very, because you also wanted to finish it that day. There was none of this, well, I'll see you tomorrow and we'll see what we can do. I don't know why, just because, I don't know, that's the way it worked out. I'd go around with my guitar, write the song, and I'd go home. Or, So yeah, it was luckily very concise. I often say to young bands now, just, get the song done before you go in the studio. Then you're a cheap date. Producer's going to love you.
Oh my God, yes.
You're not going to waste anybody's time. You're just going to go in, bang the song out, give all the energy. I mean, it's not the way you record these days, but still think it's a good idea,
Absolutely. Because if you have the song written, then you've already done the reconnaissance to know, like, okay, well, that bridge isn't quite strong enough. You've done all the things to put it together in a nice way, so the recording of it gets to be, a lot of exclamation points and confetti. It's just a lot of fun instead of
it's like you can now just print out all the data. You just record, and then the other thing is is that you add stuff on the recording. There's just little moments because you're happy in the studio. I mean, I always say to people, I brought in the song "And I Love Her." I gave her all my love. That's all I do, and we were recording it. And I think maybe George Martin, our producer, said something like, "Oh, it'd be good, have a little instrumental thing." Oh, George Harrison whips out his guitar and he goes, "Do do do do." He puts that riff out and pulls it out of the air. Do, 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 do. And I say, that song without that riff, it's nowhere near as good. So, you got those little magical things. But I think, like you say, because you put the work in, you knew what you were doing. So now you could add, and you could embellish stuff and have fun in the studio.
Songs.
Good
Songs
stuff.
are really, songs are everything.
Yeah.
Still.
How lucky are we?
The most lucky. I remember that's something you said on our call that I think about a lot. You said, it's great, this thing, because I, of course, tried to do the thing which I could do forever, which is gush and do that. And you very deftly and sweetly, made everything very grounded and cool. But at the end, you said it's great, this thing we get to do, this music thing. And I was like, yeah, Isn't
Yeah.
it crazy that this is what we get to do?
I know. It's like, you feel like someone's going to catch you any minute.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing with that singing stuff? Get in there. Learn something. No, I really did get that feeling the other day. I thought, blimey, I've ended up as a songwriter. This is like my job. Wow. I mean, it may sound stupid to other people, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, how did I get this lucky? What a great job.
Is there a story in songwriting that you are still, after writing squillions of songs and, is there still a story you're trying to tell but haven't quite cracked? Is there a melody that you've had since, 1975 that you're still waiting to put in that bridge?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. Yeah, I can't think of exactly what, but I definitely do have some ideas that need including. What I sometimes do with these fragments we're talking about on the iPhone is, I've got no particular use for it, but it's a lovely little bit of melody.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'll just use it as the solo in a track. It's not to do with the track, but it's nice. It just breaks out for a minute, gives you this other little song, and then you go back to the thing. Hey, listen, I've got to run. So
Yes.
have you. We've got to run. So lovely speaking to you, Annie. Thanks so much for doing the mix. I'm so looking forward to it being released tonight. And I love the idea that you get to hear what's on the rest of the album.
I know. What is
It's
fun
crazy.
for me as well. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
There's some crazy stuff on there. It's really, really good. I love it.
I love
He
it.
said modestly. But the great thing is I can be modest because I didn't do it. That's the great thing.
Right.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go.
Paul,
I'll see you, bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye, Don. See you.
Bye.
Bye. Are you sure you want to end this video?